Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Jinger Duggar causes confusion, living in a monastery. Counting on alum Jinger Duggar Vuolo is making many people scratch their heads following her latest YouTube video. The 30-year-old recently returned to her podcast with Jeremy. Their first episode features their announcement that they have already moved into a new home. However, some Redditors were caught off guard by how they delivered it. Keep reading to see the discussion. Counting on. Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo returned to podcast. In a YouTube post, Jinger and Jeremy released their first podcast after 3 years of hiatus. The Counting On alums were so excited to get back to making podcasts. Their first episode was also extra special as they filmed inside their new home. The married couple revealed they relocated into a new house, but it's still in Los Angeles. This also confirms the speculation that they're moving after some fans discovered that they put up their old LA home for $899,999 after purchasing it in 2022 for $830,000. Jinger causes confusion, living in a monastery. Some Redditors are calling out Jinger for causing confusion on her latest vlog. According to the poster, the Counting On alum kept making the discussion long and didn't fully reveal where they were. Some think they were trying to be clever about stretching their podcast. Meanwhile, several commenters mentioned that the two seemingly live in a monastery based on the interiors. Jeremy and Jinger Duggar Vuolo even confessed that their new home doesn't have a kitchen yet, but they're excited to work on future renovations. No one was wondering where you were, but now that you've insisted on telling us, make sure you make it nice and confusing. It looks like they've moved into a monastery. Wonder if Jeremy is the new pastor there. They're back in LA proper, which means they fell into another pile of church money. No one, and I mean not one singular solitary soul, asked for a fundy version of where in the world is Carmen Sandiego. But here they go with it. They really thought they were being clever with that. Jeremy is one of the better-looking husbands emo, and when he first came into the picture I had high hopes. But he's just a Fruit Loop and he needs to get a real job instead of pretending to be a pastor. Counting on. Jinger Duggar promises exciting vlogs. During the same podcast, Jinger revealed that she's excited about what's about to come in their new house. She's planning to take things to the next level by trying to follow in her sister Jenna's footsteps. According to the Counting On alum, she looks up so much to her oldest sister due to her crafting and building skills. But she admitted that she's far from what her sister can do today. Jinger Duggar Vuolo also promised her fans that she would soon upload house tour videos on YouTube and photos on Instagram. Jinger Duggar Vuolo, once known as one of the bright and bold personalities from 19 Kids and Counting On, has managed to stay in the spotlight even after the curtains dropped on her family's famed reality series. Known for her journey from strict Duggar family rules to a more individualistic path, Jinger has often made headlines for her unique choices. Yet, her latest venture has left fans scratching their heads. Rumors that she's been living in a monastery. The speculation began when Jinger posted a series of photos on her social media depicting a quiet and serene landscape with towering stone buildings, sprawling gardens, and simple, uncluttered living spaces. In one picture, she stood barefoot in a long, modest dress, gazing serenely at the horizon. The caption simply read, "Finding peace in unexpected places." Almost immediately, followers flooded the comments section with questions. "Wait, are you staying in a monastery?" One user asked. "This looks like such a peaceful retreat. Are you on a spiritual journey?" Another chimed in. The ambiguity of Jinger's post fueled rampant theories. Was she retreating from the modern world and adopting a life of seclusion, or was this just another chapter in her multifaceted exploration of faith and freedom? Breaking away from tradition. To understand why fans were so quick to speculate, it's essential to look at Jinger's history. Raised under the watchful eye of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, Jinger adhered to the family's strict beliefs and practices as a child and young adult. The Duggars famously followed a conservative form of Christianity that emphasized rigid gender roles, homeschooling, modest dress codes, and a near-complete separation from mainstream pop culture. However, when Jinger married Jeremy Vuolo in 2016, her life started to shift. Jeremy, a former professional soccer player turned pastor, had a more progressive outlook on faith compared to Jinger's upbringing. The couple moved to Los Angeles, a place worlds apart from the small Arkansas town Jinger once called home. There, she began exploring new ideas, embracing activities and beliefs that, while still rooted in Christianity, showcased a more flexible approach to spirituality. Her wardrobe evolved, and soon she was seen in jeans, shorts, and sleeveless tops, clothing that would have been deemed inappropriate in her family home. Jinger also started voicing opinions on topics she had once avoided, such as mental health, personal autonomy, and even some critiques of her family's former lifestyle. This departure from her upbringing created a loyal following of fans who were eager to see her journey unfold. It's also why any new move she made was met with intense speculation. A new path or just a visit? With her latest social media post, fans were once again left wondering just how far Jinger had come in her journey of self-discovery. The monastery-like setting sparked questions about whether she was considering a lifestyle change toward monastic simplicity. After all, monasteries are often associated with deep spiritual reflection, renunciation of materialism, and a focus on inner peace, all themes that seemed in line with Jinger's recent musings on her blog and in interviews. I've been on a journey to understand what peace truly means, beyond the noise of modern life and the expectations I grew up with, she mentioned in a recent podcast. There's something profoundly liberating about stepping back and asking what really matters. However, it's equally possible that Jinger's recent post was more symbolic than literal. The idea of a monastery, with its hushed halls and emphasis on mindfulness, may have resonated with her current quest for spiritual grounding without necessarily implying that she was planning to take vows of celibacy and renounce her worldly possessions. Fans react. Theories and speculation. The internet, never short on opinions, soon buzzed with theories. Some followers, citing her history of candid revelations, speculated that Jinger was considering writing a book about her experiences with faith and finding peace. Living in a monastery or spending time in one would make sense as research for a book, one fan noted. Others believed she might be doing a personal retreat to deepen her understanding of spirituality, away from the hustle and bustle of Los Angeles life. Not all the reactions were positive. Critics pointed out that Jinger's venture into seemingly contradictory experiences, going from reality TV to a secluded monastery, could be seen as another bid for attention. First she was a reality star, then she was an influencer, and now what? A nun? One commenter wrote, echoing the skepticism some followers felt. Yet, even those who doubted her intentions couldn't deny that Jinger had carved out a space for herself that allowed for such surprises. Her sister Jill Duggar Dillard, who also distanced herself from some of the family's beliefs, lent her voice in support. We all find peace in different ways, Jill commented under the post. Love that you're taking the time to explore what that means to you, Jinger. Jinger's clarification. Days after the initial post stirred the pot, Jinger took to her Instagram stories to clear the air, albeit in her characteristically enigmatic way. I see there's been a lot of chatter about where I am and what I'm doing, she said, smiling. I'm not joining a monastery or anything like that, but I've been exploring places that inspire peace and offer perspective. Sometimes stepping away from the noise is what we need to reconnect with what's important. The brief clarification did little to silence her fans' curiosity, but it didn't dispel the wilder rumors. Some saw her response as a nod to her ongoing process of healing and redefining her beliefs. To those familiar with her journey, it was yet another sign that Jinger was committed to doing things on her own terms, whether that meant retreating to a monastery for a day or just adopting its lessons into her modern lifestyle.